tonight we are sailing approximately 10 miles north to Whitehall so that we can anchor for the night and just get a head start for a long day tomorrow. And our final destination is South Manitou.
So we started the day in Whitehall at like 4:40 in the morning. We've been sailing. It's like almost 2 o'clock now. Put away the spinnaker because wind kind of picked up to like 15 to 18 knots. We're passing by. It's called Nordhaus Dunes right now. Pretty cool backpacking spot that we've been to a few times. And then just over at that point, way in the distance, is the Ludington Lighthouse. So we're making our progress, and we should be in Frankfurt at 7:50 tonight.
Okay, we are about 5 miles out from Frankfurt. We have sailed about 76 miles today, and we've been going for I think about 14 hours. So we're going to anchor overnight tonight and stay there all day Sunday and Monday because there's a pretty strong wind coming from the northeast, which makes our South Manitou anchorage not the best place to be. So we will sail there on Tuesday morning.
All right, so we made it to Frankfurt last night. We had some really bad storm come through at about 3 a.m. A lot of ground strikes.
Lots of lightning.
A lot of lightning really close by. So we watched that for about a half hour last night. Seems like everyone in the anchorage was fine. No one dragged, but it was kind of sketchy.
Yeah.
So today it's been kind of a slow morning. It's been raining all morning, so we've kind of just been hunkering down, and then we're gonna go explore Frankfurt. We'll row in and see what Frankfurt's all about.
Yeah, that's the plan.
That's the plan.
Frankfurt has a cute little downtown with ice cream and fudge shops, breweries, restaurants, and small shops. Basically your typical northern Michigan beach town. There's a nice park near the anchorage and marinas. To the north of the pier there are large dunes, and the beach is actually more clay than sand. After walking through town and along the beach, we headed back to the boat for toasties and tomato soup.
Nice job.
left Frankfurt this morning at 6 a.m. and we just sailed past, well, we motored past because the wind is in the wrong direction and very light, so we motored past Sleeping Bear Sand Dunes, and now we are about 10 miles from South Manitou, which is right up there. And we will anchor in the bay, and then our plan is to stay there for, I think, the next 2 days until we get our window to sail back down south.
Once we arrived to the anchorage, we immediately dropped the dinghy in the water and set off to explore a nearby shipwreck.
This is the ruins of the Francisco Morazzo, I think is how you say it. It went down in November of 1960. It left from Chicago and it was going out the St. Lawrence Seaway bound for Holland when it hit bad weather and ran aground. And they were never able to find the owners, and so the ruins still are here, I guess, to this day.
So we made it to South Manitou. This was our second official attempt
By sailboat.
by sailboat.
Third attempt ever.
Third attempt ever for COVID issues.
And the ferry not running.
Yes, ferry not running. So we are getting some of the finest
Kirkland
Costco bubbles and some Costco biltong, and we're going to enjoy a nice little sundowner.
Yeah. Every time.
Costco.
And we're going to use our nothing too fancy mugs.
Nothing too fancy. Cheers.
Cheers.
What do you think?
I like hickories.
So today we're hiking across the island, still on South Manitou, over to, there's some old growth cedars, and
About 3.5 miles out and 3.5 miles back.
yeah. We'll also see that shipwreck that we saw from the dinghy yesterday.
Yep.
And there's a bunch of dunes, kind of a cliff business over there. So just kind of taking a whole trip today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we made it to the top of the dunes here at South Manitou. So just behind us, it's Lake Michigan, and there's a freighter out there, and it's kind of a climb up here. We're kind of at the top of everything right now. We're the highest point of this whole island, so. And then we can actually see all the way around the island from here, which is pretty cool. So. That's all we got for you. So now we're on the north side of this Manitou Bay, and this is called Gull Point, aptly named by the 1,000 or so seagulls on this point right here. And then we got North Manitou Island on, I guess, northeast, and then we're kind of on the westernmost point right now, so it's really beautiful here. Just This water's super clear. Hopefully it picks it up on the camera, but
It's like a swimming pool.
it's like a swimming pool.
South Manitou, North Manitou. After 2 days on the island, we got our weather window and started sailing back towards Muskegon. We pulled up the anchor early to make it as far south as possible.
Alright, so we are, what time are we leaving? 6 a.m.?
Left at 6 a.m.
It's about noon right now. Heading back, we got a pretty nice window of wind coming south from the Manitou Islands. Pretty decent winds right now. I think we were seeing gusts up to low 20s, so it was kicking up some pretty big waves. We got a little closer to shore, and now we're slightly protected, so much nicer now.
We both felt a little seasick this morning.
Yeah, we did. We put on these patches, which are,
I don't know, some sort of natural motion sickness, something.
they
We think they're
seem to be
working.
effective. It's a great placebo, so it seems to be working pretty well. The next point is
Funny.
Ludington, and I think that's about 25 miles away, almost 30 miles away. And then our goal is to anchor tonight at Headwater.
We have 2 reefs in the main and a full head sail, and we are sailing downwind at about 120, 130 degrees to the wind.
We did some wing on wing earlier, but got a little bit messy with the sea state, so seems to be going pretty well right now.
Yeah.
We decided to pull into Ludington for the night instead. Our original plan was Pentwater, about 10 miles further south, but the size and direction of the waves made us concerned about entering the narrow and shallow channel there. So we know a few things about Ludington. What do we know?
The waves are always big there.
Waves are always huge and unpredictable.
It's always very windy.
It's always very windy when we go by it. There is a pretty good current. What else do we know?
There's bats.
There's always bats. 100% of the times
bats.
we've stayed in Ludington, we've gotten bats on our boat.
We don't know where he is.
We think he's gone.
We hope.
He landed right next to us, so.
After some slow sailing in the morning, our wind completely died and we needed to motor the rest of the way back to Muskegon. We made it back and enjoyed the next day, unwinding and thinking through everything we learned from our week aboard. Thank you so much for watching. In our next videos, we will be fast forward 1 year from this trip. Summer 2023, we move ourselves and our 2 cats aboard Rosanda and set off for full-time cruising.